It's your favorite host Dr. Brock here, and welcome to a very special edition of Dr. Brock Says. Today, we're tackling a serious matter that's been plaguing our society, Weedpot. Yes, you heard it right, Weedpot. This dangerous, addictive substance has been causing chaos and mayhem in our communities, and it's time we put a stop to it.
You're listening to Government Resistance Radio Network, Transponder 2.56743.S and Exponentor ZX456-M89, and Space Telescopic Reiterate Ford MN78.
The presidential race just got a little more interesting with the emergence of a new candidate, Dr. Brock Landers. While his sudden appearance in the political scene has caused confusion and skepticism, one thing is for sure, he has a strong stance against the use of Weedpot. In fact, Landers has been quite vocal about his disdain for Weedpot and the Weedpot junkies who use it. In a recent interview, he even went as far as to say, "Weedpot is the drug to destroying America." This statement has caused an uproar among many Americans who support the legalization of Weedpot. So who is this Dr. Brock Landers, and why does he hate Weedpot so much? Landers, a former porn star turned zombie hunter turned presidential candidate, has had a controversial past. He has been known for his extreme views on various issues, including the use of Weedpot. According to sources close to him, Landers has been personally affected by the negative consequences of Weedpot use and is determined to eradicate it from society. But his stance on Weedpot has raised questions about his qualifications and credibility as a presidential candidate. Many have pointed out that his background in porn and zombie hunting does not necessarily make him an expert on Weedpot policy. Others have accused him of using his anti-Weedpot stance as a publicity stunt to gain attention for his campaign. Landers, however, remains unwavering in his beliefs and has even proposed a plan to completely eradicate Weedpot from the country within his first year as president. This includes implementing stricter laws and harsher punishments for those caught using or selling the drug. He has also suggested mandatory drug testing for all citizens and a national campaign to educate people about the dangers of Weedpot. While his extreme views have gained him a following among conservatives, many are skeptical about the practicality and feasibility of his proposed plans. Some have even suggested that his strong stance against Weedpot could be a distraction from other important issues in the election. As the presidential race continues, it remains to be seen how much of an impact Dr. Brock Landers will have. But one thing is for sure, his strong stance against Weedpot and Weedpot junkies has certainly stirred up controversy and divided opinions among voters.
In a shocking turn of events, presidential candidate Dr. Brock Landers has announced his plan to introduce capital punishment for Weedpot users if elected into office. In a fiery campaign speech, Landers declared, "I will not stand for the use of the drug known as Weedpot in our country. It is destroying our youth and causing them to become lazy and unproductive members of society. That is why I will make it my mission to rid our streets of this harmful substance and punish those who dare to use it." The announcement has sparked outrage among cannabis supporters, with many taking to social media to express their disbelief and anger at Landers' stance. But what is the reason behind Landers' intense hatred for Weedpot? Some speculate that it may stem from his past as a former porn star, where drug use is often prevalent. Others believe it may be a ploy to appeal to a more conservative voter base. Whatever the reason, Landers shows no signs of backing down from his controversial stance on marijuana. In response to the backlash, Landers has doubled down on his campaign promise, stating that he is willing to go to extreme measures to eradicate marijuana from society. He has even proposed building a wall along the southern border to prevent the drug from entering the country. "I will do whatever it takes to protect our citizens from the dangers of Weedpot," Landers declared. And that includes using the full force of the law to punish those who choose to use it. Critics have pointed out the potential flaws in Landers' plan, including the high cost of enforcing capital punishment and the potential for innocent individuals to be wrongly accused and sentenced. However, Landers remains steadfast in his beliefs, stating that the end justifies the means in this case. In the midst of a heated election season, Landers' extreme stance on marijuana has certainly caught the attention of voters. Whether they ultimately support or reject his controversial views on the drug remains to be seen. But one thing is for sure, this presidential candidate is not afraid to take a hardline stance on an issue that has long been a topic of debate in society.
Moving with a grace, nothing in my way. I'll be shining on my own.
The government has announced a new law that will be put into effect immediately. Under this new law, parents caught using or possessing Weedpot in the presence of their children will be sentenced to death. We need to protect our children from the dangers of drugs, and the best way to do that is by eliminating the source, said Senator John Smith, who spearheaded the law's passing. The announcement has caused widespread panic and outrage among parents, with many questioning the severity of the punishment. This is insane. I can't believe they would kill someone for something as harmless as smoking weed pot, said one distraught mother. The government, however, stands firm in their decision, stating that the safety and well-being of children is their top priority. Anyone who puts their child at risk by using drugs in their presence is not fit to be a parent, stated the Attorney General. As a result of this new law, prisons are bracing for an influx of inmates who will be sentenced to death for this offense. But some are questioning the government's true motives, with speculation arising that this law may have more to do with controlling the population and instilling fear in citizens than truly protecting children. Only time will tell the true impact of this controversial law, but for now, many parents are living in fear and uncertainty.
Notorious Weedpot kingpin Tony the Green Machine Rodriguez was arrested for attempted jaywalking in his hometown of Los Angeles. The once powerful drug lord was seen trying to cross the street in a residential neighborhood when he was stopped by a police officer for not using the designated crosswalk. "I couldn't believe it," said one witness. "I've lived in this neighborhood my whole life and I've never seen anyone get arrested for jaywalking." However, upon closer inspection, the officer realized that Rodriguez was the infamous leader of a multi-million-dollar drug operation that had been plaguing the city for years. "We had been trying to catch him for years, and now he falls into our hands for something as silly as jaywalking," said the arresting officer. The news of Rodriguez's arrest spread quickly, causing chaos and panic among his loyal clients. "Where are we supposed to get our weed now?" cried one distraught customer. "The Green Machine was our go-to guy." Despite the shock and disruption caused by Rodriguez's arrest, the police are considering this a major victory in the war against drugs. "We may have caught him on a minor offense, but it's just the beginning," stated a spokesperson for the LAPD. "We will not rest until we have taken down the entire Weedpot empire." As for Rodriguez, he is currently being held on a $1 million bail and is facing multiple charges related to his drug operation. It seems that his once lucrative business has come to a screeching halt, thanks to an unexpected encounter with traffic laws.
We ended the strife.